What's up, YouTube friends? Now recently my brother and his soon-to-be wife asked me if I would make them some cornhole bags. I've also heard it called bago, or I always called it beanbag toss. Now if you've never played cornhole before, it's very similar to horseshoes, except instead of a stake sticking out of the ground, you have a plank of wood with a hole in the middle, and you want to try to get your beanbag in the hole. Now my brother's going to be making the cornhole boards. Now, from what I understand, this is going to be a gift to his fiance's parents. Now, they have a bit of a duel running in the family. As you can see, they wanted Huskers and Cyclones. Me, myself, even though I do live in Nebraska, I'm a Cyclones fan. Now, each team is going to need 4 beanbags. As you can see here, I have 3 each, so I got 2 more to make, and I'll show you how fast and easy it is to whip up next. Alright guys, to make the cornhole bags, you're going to need 2 pieces of duck cloth that measure 7 inches squared. A 1/4 yard of yellow was used to make all 4 cyclone bags. And a 1/4 yard of red was used for the Husker bags. Now if you don't want to personalize these, this is all you need. But since I needed these personalized, I then went ahead and I got a 1/4 yard of the cyclone fabric and a 1/4 yard of the Husker fabric, and that was enough to do all 8 bags. Now you're also going to need some sort of filler. Traditionally they used cracked corn or even popping corn, but I wanted to keep this pretty inexpensive, so today I'm going to use beans. I got an 8-pound bag of pinto beans from Walmart for a little over $8, because in the end we want each one of our bean bags to measure 16 ounces. That's just regulation weight. You're also going to be needing your sewing machine with matching thread. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and lay one of my pieces of duck cloth down. If you're using fabric, you want to go ahead and lay that so the right side is facing up. Take your other piece of duck cloth and lay that over top. Now you're going to want to leave a 3-inch opening here at the bottom. So I'm just going to stick a couple pins in. And then just a few more around the square. So now I'm just going to take this over to my sewing machine, and using a straight stitch, I'm going to start right here at this pin. And with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, I'm going to sew all the way around my square. Stopping here at this pin, backstitching at the beginning and the end. Alright guys, so I'm over here on my sewing machine. I'll be using a straight stitch, and my length is a 2.5. I'll be using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I'm just going to remove my first pin here and backstitch. And then just keep sewing all the way around till you get to your end pin. So I'm coming up to my last pin here. I'm going to backstitch. And now just break your thread. Now since this is going to get tossed around a whole bunch, we want to reinforce these seams pretty well. We don't need beans flying everywhere. So now I'm just going to take this back over to my sewing machine. I'm going to do the exact same thing, but this time I'm going to be using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and the end. Now with my scissors here, I'm just going to go ahead and trim the corners to reduce the bulk. Now just go ahead and turn it right side out. So you just want to find the right side of your fabric and the duck cloth and turn. Now using my bone folder or a chopstick, just go ahead and push out the corners. So now just fill it up with your filling. I want my bean bags to finish 16 ounces. So I have my little food scale here. And I just made a funnel out of some paper. So I'm just going to take my first cup of beans here and dump it in. I'm just going to continue to do that until I get this to 16 ounces. Alright guys, I'm at 1 pound. So now I'm just going to take my bag here, give it a little shake. I'm going to pinch the top together, and I'm just going to shake the beans down to the bottom. So now I'm just going to take some pins here, and I'm going to pin my bean bag here so that I keep the beans down here at the bottom and this part empty. Now I'm just going to take this over to my sewing machine, and with an 1/8 inch seam allowance, I'm going to start about a 1/2 inch away from my opening here. I'm going to backstitch, and I'm going to stitch all the way across, and I'm going to backstitch here at the end. I'll meet you over at the sewing machine to show you how it's done. Alright guys, so I don't know how much of this you could see. I'm pretty sure the beans are in the way. But I'm an 1/8 inch away from my side, and I'm going to backstitch. Now I'm just going to sew all the way across, about a 1/2 inch away from my side. I'll backstitch and break my thread. So then I just removed my pins, and I used red here just because I was doing all these together. But if you don't want this seam to show, just match it to your back fabric. So just like that, I have a set of cornhole bags that'll bring many, many hours of summer fun. Now if cornhole ain't your game, you can go ahead and just go to the Dollar Tree, get yourself some buckets, put some numbers on it like 10, 20, 30, 40, and you could have your own Bozo Super Sunday show. The bucket toss was always my favorite. I hope you give this quick project a try. If you like this project, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button. Feel free to share this across your social medias. If you'd like to share craft ideas, head on over to Scrappy's Patch on Facebook and hit the Fred button. And as always, thanks for watching. Happy summer, and I'll see you next time.